Hi guys, Juice here. I am here to film this intro for the third time, hopefully third time the charm. Today I am here to film a new video for you guys. Today's video is series to complete part 2. These are all these series I'm going to talk about today are my trilogies that I have on my bookshelf that I would like to complete sometimes in 2021. I know one of the books is not coming out this year, and I'm gonna save that one for last. These are in no particular order. There's a lot of them here. I didn't even count up how many there are. So if you're counting during this video and know how many I have myself, please let me know down in the comments and I'll give you like a prize or something. I don't know. But yeah, let's get started. I am gonna start off with this very first trilogy I have here without spilling things. So the first trilogy I have here to complete is the Guinevere Deception trilogy by Kirsten White. This one I've already read book 1 and I finished book 2 actually at the end of last year. This was my very last book I read in 2020 and I loved it, gave it 5 stars. And I'm so excited for the Excalibur Curse, I think is what it's called. But the third book won't be coming out until December of this year. So I have to wait all the way till December to read it. And I'm dying to get my hands on it because I love book 1 and I love book 2. And there's actually another trilogy on here from Kirsten White that I need to complete. But yeah, I just need to read book 3 in this trilogy and hopefully it wraps up nicely. The next series I have is a middle grade series. Well, it's actually a trilogy. It's a middle grade trilogy, and that is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab, or also known as the Cassidy Blake series. Again, I read book 1 and 2 and I loved them, and I actually just got my hands on book 3, but I couldn't find it in my bookshelf for some reason, and I know I have it because I got it from Owl Crate Jr. when they did the Bridge of Souls exclusive edition box. So hopefully I can read Bridge of Souls soon once I find my copy of it again. But I love this middle grade series. It's so creepy and definitely darker than I anticipated for a middle grade. But yeah, this is one of the mini trilogies I would like to complete. All I need to do is read the finale of this one and I will have this off my list. Another series I would like to complete for this video is Bright Reborn by Kirsten White, another book by Kirsten White. Look at this stunning cover. Again, I read the first 2 books in this trilogy and I just need to read the finale. Can you tell I don't really want to finish off these series? This one is, I might need to actually do a reread of this trilogy because I read book 1 and 2 the years they came out and I really loved them. I read them for Booksplosion because they both read Booksplosion Book Club, which is hosted by Jessie over at Jessie the Reader, Christine at Poland Banana Books, and Kat from Catty-tastic here on book 2. They read book 1 and 2 and I read it the year they read it and I loved them. And then I actually remember buying this either from Barnes & Noble or I pre-ordered this book and I still haven't read it yet. So I'm definitely wanting to do a reread of the first 2 books and then jumping into this conclusion. Anti Darken is a very dark reimagining. I forgot what the reimagining was, so if you guys remember, let me know down below. I won't be doing summaries for all of these because we got a lot of books here and I don't really want to have a long video to edit. So yeah, on to the next trilogy. So the next trilogy is actually a reread for me. I reread the first book this month for my book club. I have a book club called Queer Reads and we are reading obviously queer books. And we wanted to read this because nobody in the group chat that we have read this trilogy, and that is the Daughter in Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. I'm the only one who have read this trilogy in its entirety of the whole series. I really love my reread of book 1. It was super fun, fast paced. I talked about it in my March wrap up, which I'll leave up above or down below. And I again just need to read book 2 and 3, and I know I will this year because I'm saving these books for reading slump and I haven't yet, knock on wood. And I haven't got in a reading slump yet, so hopefully I'll read these sometime soon. And aren't these covers pretty? Look at them. These are the 10th anniversary edition, so I can't believe how old this series is already. But I remember reading these back in high school and I loved them, and I enjoyed the first book, so I can't wait to continue on with my reread. The next book I have, everyone has been telling me to read this book series, and I finally started it back in August of last year, and I really loved the first book, and that is the Mistborn Trilogy by Brandon Sanderson. I read book 1 last year, like I just said, really loved it, and I have my hands on book 2, and I have my hands on book 3. Book 2 is called The Well of Ascension. Book 3 is called The Hero of Ages. I got this one at Barnes & Noble when I went book shopping with my friend Taylor, and then I bought book 3 from Amazon because they were having a buy 3 get the second one for free, or buy 2 get the third one for free sale recently. So I was like, okay. So now I have the last 2 books to marathon for this trilogy, and this is definitely one of my priority reads to complete this year. I know there's like a spin-off series of book 4, 5, and 6, but you can also read that as its own separate trilogy is what I heard. So if you guys read the series and recommend it to me, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to continue on with this sequel. Next trilogy, this one is more of a companion series, and that is the When Dimple Met Rishi series. I read all of the books in here except for the finale, which is 10 Things I Hate About Pinky, and I own that one. I just haven't got around to reading it yet. Again, I like to save my rereads, or I like to save contemporaries in case I get in a reading slump. So definitely will be picking this up soon because it is the end of April, which means summer is on the way. So I definitely have been saving a lot of my contemporaries for the summertime. And so I'm just so excited to complete this series. And also, look what I did to my copy. I sprayed edged the book. So yeah, I was really happy of how that turned out. And I remember buddy reading this book with my friend Taylor as well. So I'm gonna see if she wants to continue on with the series or not. So definitely excited to see how this series wraps up. The next trilogy I would like to complete, I started this last year, and that is the Lifelike series by Jay Kristoff. I really enjoyed this book by Jay Kristoff. I have another series by Jay Kristoff on my list. I just need to read Deviated and True Life, which is book 2 and 3. I own book 2, but I don't own book 3 yet. I'm kind of waiting for book 3 to come out in paperback, but I don't know when that will be. But yes, I really enjoyed this. This is a fun sci-fi novel, and this one was actually recommended to me by Julie over at Pages and Pens. So thank you so much, Julie. I really enjoyed it. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. And also my friend Pam, who's in our little 25 and 10 readathon group chat, she got me this as a gift as well, so thank you. But yeah, another trilogy to complete. Another trilogy to complete is the Fairyborn trilogy by Claire Legrand. I finally read this book, you guys. I read this last year as part of my 5-star prediction TBR. I also made a wrap-up video, so you can go check out my thoughts on this first book. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't quite a 5-star read for me just because the beginning of this book was super slow, and we were just getting into the world and knowing all the characters and the magic system and everything like that. And so yeah. This is, I just need to read Kingsbane and Lightbringer, which is book 2 and 3, and I own both of them as well. So again, another series I can marathon soon. The next trilogy I have, the third book won't come out till November, and that is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. I read book 1 and 2, really love them. The LGBT rep and their contemporary series, and I'm dying to get my hands on book 3, but the author keeps pushing it back. So hopefully we'll get the third book this year. If not, then it comes out next year, which makes me even madder, if that's even a word. But yeah, this is another trilogy to complete. Another trilogy I know for sure I'll be completing this year, because the third and final book is going to be for our future book club pick. I believe it's for the month of August, if I'm could be mistaken. I don't know if that's the right month. I'll leave it down below in the description. But I want to complete the Serpent and Dove trilogy this year. This is by Shelby Mahern. This is a very popular book on TikTok, on Bookstagram, all the other platforms that you see this on. And I love the first two books. I buddy read these with my friend Libby, who has a booktube channel, who I'll leave down below. Buddy read the first two books with her and loved them, so I'm so excited to read book 3 for our book club. And again, I believe it's for August is the book club pick, but I could be wrong. The next trilogy, the third book, comes out this fall, and I'm so excited for that. And that is Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky by Kimon Mabala. This is one in the new Rick Riordan Presents imprint, and I really loved it. This is also one of the books I spray painted myself, so I love that as well. Again, I read book 1 and 2, really enjoyed them. Feel like I'm being really repetitive in this video, but it's true. Read book 1 and 2, loved them, and now I'm just waiting for the finale of the series to come out soon. So definitely will be completing this one. The next middle grade trilogy that I will be completing is the Shuri trilogy by Nick Stone. I read book 1, loved it. I need to read book 2. It's super short. It's probably one of my shorter reads on my book, and this is another book that I bought when I went book shopping with my friend Taylor, and I just need to read book 2 and I need to read book 3, but book 3 won't come out till November of this year, so might wait for this one for the finale to come out. The next trilogy I would like to complete is There Will Come a Darkness trilogy. I don't know if there's series names for all of these, so I'm just going to call it by its first book. There Will Come to Darkness is a sci-fi fantasy novel, so it's not really set in space, but if you love Star Wars, you would definitely love this. I really enjoyed this. I gave this one 4 stars, and I have the sequel on my shelf, As the Shadow Rises, and then the third book, Into the Darkness, comes out September. So again, I'm just doing a waiting game on this trilogy, and hopefully I'll complete it this year. The next trilogy is one of my older trilogies on my shelf, and it's also another reread for me, and that is the Kiss of Deception trilogy by Mary E. Pearson. This one I got from my public library when they were having a book sale, and it was like for 25 cents, and I was like, you cannot pass that up. So yeah, I just need to, I read book 1 and 2 before, and I just wanted to reread my favorite trilogy. I never read book 3, so I can't really consider it a favorite trilogy, but I love book 1 and 2 at the time, and I still love book 1, and so I'm excited to get my hands on book 2 soon, and then marathon book 2 and 3, and hopefully I'll get my hands on them sometime soon. But yeah, this is the reread, so on to the next. The next trilogy I would like to complete is the Seafire trilogy by Natalie C. Parker. The third book just came out this month. I read book 1 and 2, and now I just need to pick up book 3, which I have on my TBR shelf over there. And then the next one, I'm waiting on book 3 of this trilogy, and that is the Girls of Paper and Fire trilogy by Natasha Young. I got the arc of book 1 and 2 of this, so hopefully when the arcs come out for book 3, hopefully NetGalley will be nice and give me a copy, because I love this trilogy. There's definitely trigger warnings for this whole series, so definitely check that out before you jump into this. I actually got this book from Owl Crate as well, so thank you so much, Owl Crate, for putting this in your box. I really enjoyed this. I recently read book 2 last year, and I cannot believe we have to wait a whole year for book 3. I'm so excited for book 3. It comes out in November as well. Another trilogy I would like to complete this year, and I know I will because I'm getting the third and final book of this trilogy from Owl Crate to match my other Owl Crate book copies, and that is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Peru-Peretta. This is the first book in this series. The second book is Heart of Flame, and then the third book is Wings of Shadows, which comes out in July. So again, another series I know for sure that I will complete this year. And again, I might do a bit of a reread just to prep myself for the finale, but the cover for book 3 that Owl Crate is doing is amazing, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. That's probably gonna fall. The next trilogy I would like to complete, book 3 of this trilogy comes out this summer, and that is the Aurora Rising trilogy by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Again, another Jay Kristoff series, and I love this trilogy. Book 2 is definitely my favorite so far, and I just need to read book 3, but it's not out yet, and it comes out this summer. The next series is a romance series, and I read book 1 and I wasn't really a big fan of it, but I'm gonna try and read book 2, and if I don't like it, then I'm probably not gonna complete this trilogy, but it's on my list for now, and that's The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. Read book 1, haven't read book 2 yet, and hoping to read book 3. Book 3 comes out this August. This series just got completed last month, and that is the Brown Sisters series by Talia Hibbert. First book is Get a Life, Chloe Brown, which I read last year and didn't really enjoy either, but I own book 2 right down here on this shelf, and I was going to get my hands on book 3, but I haven't yet, but hopefully I will soon. But definitely one that I'm not really interested in finishing this year, but again, it's on my list, so there's that. The next trilogy I would like to complete is the Teen Titan Raven series. Again, I don't know what the series name for this one is, but I am excited. Book 3 comes out this fall, and that's all I'll say for this one. The next one I would like to complete is the Shadow Game trilogy by Amanda Foody. I read Ace of Shade last year, and I also read King of Fools last year, and I really enjoyed it, so I can't wait to read Queen of Vaults, which I have on my TBR shelf currently, and it's actually on my TBR pile for the month of April, and I still haven't gotten around to it yet, but hopefully I will after I post this video. Another trilogy, this book is getting a lot of controversials right now, and if y'all are mad at me for reading the series still, I don't care. It's my channel. I get to read what I want, so I'm just gonna leave that there. And that is the Something Dark and Holy trilogy by Emily A. Duncan. This is the first book in the series Wicked Saints. The second one is Ruthless Gods. The second book is definitely my favorite. I have the third book from Owl Crate, so I can't wait to read it hopefully soon, and I definitely wanted to complete the series. The next one is another contemporary companion series type of thing going on, and that is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. I read Well Met and Well Played last year and really loved them. I read them in like 1 or 2 days, and I know book 3 is coming out this fall or this summer. I can't remember exactly, but it's coming out this year, so hopefully I will complete this trilogy. Another trilogy I know for sure that I will complete this year is the She's With Me trilogy by Jessica Cassolo. This is another book that I buddy read with my friend Taylor, and I really love the first book. I actually own book 2 right on this shelf down here. You can't really see it, but I own book 2, and book 3 will come out in October, I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, book 3 comes out sometimes this year. This one, I'm not sure if it's a trilogy. As of right now, Goodreads is saying it's a trilogy, and that is the Tale of Magic series by Chris Colfer. I read book 1 and 2, really loved them, and then book 3 is supposed to come out this year. So I don't know if it's a trilogy or if it's an actual series. So we'll see about that. And if it isn't a trilogy, oh well, but if it is, yay. I just need to read book 3 and I will have this off my list. The next one, I'm not sure if I will read this trilogy anymore. I kind of lost interest in this trilogy, but that is a Shadow, Bright, and Burning trilogy by Jessica Cluris. I read book 1. I liked it. It was okay. It wasn't anything good or any of my favorite at all. I own book 2 right behind me actually, and I'm just staring at this trilogy and I'm like, do I really like you? Do I really want to keep you? These covers are beautiful, but I only read book 1 and it wasn't really a favorite. It was more of a 3-star read, and I'm don't have a like urge to pick the first book back up and reread the first book and then just forcing myself through the series. So I might give the series away now that I'm thinking of it. So yeah, maybe not on this one. The next one is a new to me trilogy. Book 3 doesn't come out till next year because book 2 just dropped this year, and that is Kingdom of Souls by Raina Barron. I am in love with this author. I only read this book and her middle grade book that she has. I can't wait to read book 2. I actually have it over here on my library cart, so hopefully I'll read that soon. And then book 3, like I said, won't come out till next year, so there's that. The next trilogy I would like to complete is the Eldest Curses trilogy by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. I read book 1, loved it, gave it 5 stars, and I have book 2 right here, actually at the bottom right here, this little guy right here. I have book 2 right there, so hopefully I'll already read that with my friend Taylor soon. And then book 3 I think is coming out this year or it's coming out next year, but this is definitely a trilogy I would like to complete. Another trilogy I know for sure this one will come out this year, and that is The Gilded Wolves by Roshani Chokshi. I read the first book, I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't my favorite, but everyone's saying the sequel is so much better. So I'm gonna reread book 1 this year and then jump into book 2 and then read The Bronze Key, I think is what the third one is called. I could be wrong on that, I don't remember the title. But the third book is coming out this fall. And then the second and final trilogy that I would like to complete in 2021 is another middle grade, and that is the Storm Runner trilogy. I already read the first book with my friend Taylor and absolutely loved the first book. My friend Taylor just bought book 2 and 3 in February when we went book shopping, which I'll leave that reading vlog up above or down below. And yeah, so hopefully we can binge read book 2 and 3. We definitely want to reread book 1 because it's been a while since we read it. And hopefully after we reread this one, we can just binge read the last of the later half of the trilogy. You know what I mean. And then the final trilogy, I don't know if this third book would come out at all because there's no news, there's no release date, no cover reveal, no nothing for this one. But that is the Children of Blood and Bone trilogy by Tomi Adeyemi. I read book 1 and I have book 2 right here on the shelf behind me. Book 2 is my favorite of this trilogy so far. Book 1 was also pretty good. This was also on my 5-star prediction TBR / scrap up, so definitely check that out. And I'm so excited for book 3, even though there's no news about it yet, but yeah. So yeah, there you have it, guys. Kind of a long video. Sorry about that. But if you wanted to, I don't know what I'm saying now, but if you want, please give me a big thumbs up as it will help me out a whole lot. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a new video coming from me soon. Turn your notification on by hitting that bell icon. And if you want, we can chat about these trilogies. If you read any of these trilogies down below, let me know down in the comments, and I'll chat with you guys later. Bye.